My biggest tip for anyone trying to create some healthier habits, it can be difficult, can it? But that's because we've had these unhealthy habits for so long that it's like we don't even have to think about doing these things. We just naturally move in this way. And it's kind of just, it's actually not kind of, it's exactly like our thoughts, our subconscious thoughts, and the negative narratives that are on repeat, telling us that we suck, telling us that we're fat, telling us that we can't do this, whatever, right? It's like these old stories, and we don't even realize like that we're not our thoughts, right? Like there's another part of us that doesn't have to think that and feel that and believe that. We're not even aware of it. So if you are in the middle of like trying to create some healthier habits and you notice that you have like an off day, give yourself some grace, because it's going to take practice at first because you're so used to doing the opposite or doing whatever else you were used to doing, right? So it's going to take some practice and intention and some effort, especially in the beginning. But once you get it down pat, right, it's just a part of who you are. It becomes a part of your identity. It's just like just the way that you do and be, right? And so it gets to be easy. It does. It gets to be easy. And I also have some tips to help you in the beginning with like shifting your thoughts and getting realigned with like the goal or the habit that you're trying to create, to kind of help build that resilience, because that's what it's all about, is resilience. So this is my point though. My biggest tip is, if you have that off day, give yourself some grace and then pick back up where you left off the very next day. Like, don't leave any more room for that old habit to take back over, because old habits really do die hard. Not only is that you reinforcing that habit, but that's also you building resilience. And like I said, that's really what it comes down to, is like, how long can you continue to close the gap between where you fell off and where you pick back up, right? And if it takes weeks, that's fine. And this is why I've always stood by this, no matter what. It's something I learned in my early recovery, and it's what helped me get this far in my recovery, right? I'll be 9 years clean next June. And so, because no matter how many times I got high, I came back to those rooms no matter what. I did not give up on this life that I had envisioned for myself, that I knew that I wanted, that I knew that I didn't know that I deserved it then, but I came to believe that I did deserve it through the rooms of NA and AA and the personal development and all the inner work. But that really is what it comes down to, is like, you decide that you're going to create this habit or have this thing or meet this goal no matter what. You don't care how long it takes. You don't know how. You don't have to know all the details. You just have to believe that it's yours and like you're going to do it, right? And as long as you believe that, like you hold that conviction in your heart, that's what makes it easy to be able to like bounce back and to create that resilience. And the more you bounce back and the more resilient you become, that's what helps you close that gap between where you fell off and where you pick back up, right? That's what helps that amount of time like get shorter and shorter. It won't take months. It won't take weeks. It won't take days. It'll just take a few minutes, right? But also, you have to have some tools along the way, because it's not easy to just pick back up, because we don't really wholeheartedly like have faith in ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves. So we really have to have some practices, especially in the very beginning, until we get to a point where we can hold that conviction in our heart that says like, I get to have this, like this is mine, I deserve this, right? That's where this inner work comes in. Like, we have to be willing to go within and dig real deep and sit with these scary parts of ourselves and meet these scary parts of ourselves with love and compassion and acceptance and forgiveness. Like, we have to be able to look at all these different versions of ourselves that carried these beliefs for all this time, that had these beliefs that have not been serving us. And we have to be able to like look at them and say like, I see you, but you're not like serving me. Like, and I'm so sorry that you felt this way for so long, but I choose to feel a different way about myself. I choose to see the world a different way. I choose to see myself in a different light. And so like, you're not serving me, goodbye. Like, I let you go, right? And if you want to go even deeper into this work, you can think back to your earliest memory, like where you formed this belief, like what led you to believe that like you're not good enough, or that she's prettier than you. Like, who said that? It's not written in stone anywhere. Like God did not declare that like you just not be good enough. Like, it's not true. So where on earth did it come from, right? Was it the media? Was it the models? Was it the magazines? Was it your parents? Was it school teachers? Was it classmates? Like, at what moment in your life led you to believe that like you're not good enough, or that she's prettier than you, or whatever the belief is that's not serving you. And if you're anything like me, there was a lot of beliefs that I held in my belief system that did not serve me, and that's how I manifested my addiction as an adolescent. And so that's why I'm here now to like spread this message of like, you are good enough, and like, let your thoughts create your reality, because any thought that is repetitive turns into a belief that you carry, and our beliefs have everything to do with how our lives play out. Like that is like the core of what we manifest, like where we manifest from is our belief systems. So if you believe that you're not good enough to do that thing that you love, you've always wanted to do, then guess what? You're never going to do it. So I want you to figure out like where these fucked up bullshit lies come from. Where do they come from? Sit with those parts of yourself for a while. Love on those parts of yourself, forgive those parts of yourself, and then create a new truth, a new belief. And this is where affirmations come in. Something that you can affirm, something that you claim as your new truth, as who you are, right? And then when you repeat that every day to yourself, or every time you notice the old story coming back up, because it will resurface, then you reinforce this new thought, this new belief, until it becomes like hardwired, right? Until it becomes your natural way of being and believing.